Hello, it's me with no makeup on, and I swear it's for a good cause. I want to show you one of my new simple foundation routines. I have like lots of foundation routines depending on like what my skin is doing that day, how much coverage I need that day, whatever, but this is what probably my new favorite simple foundation routine. And it involves the Touch Concealer from Younique and the Touch Liquid Foundation from Younique with, of course, a little bit of Beachfront bronzer on top. I'm gonna start with the concealer, and I like to just put two little globs of it on my hand. And I use it mainly to cover up my under eye circles, so I'm gonna pick up one of those little globs with just a damp sponge and just sort of dot, dot, dot the concealer there. And the same thing on the other side. And then I'm just gonna dab, 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 dab around over my black circles and then blend it around up everywhere else, like up towards the corner of my eye, under my lash line. I blend it out this way some, and I bring it down towards the corner of my nose in sort of like a triangular shape. And then we go for the other side. And if you want to use like a concealer brush for this, you can. If you prefer to use your fingers for this, you totally can. I just like to use a damp sponge for this part. And I used the color Velour for this. It's a shade lighter than what I normally wear for foundation, and I feel like that sort of brightens the under eye area and covers my dark circles a little bit more. Of course, if you're wanting to conceal zits or whatever, sometimes it's better to go with your actual foundation color. Now for the foundation part of it, you can use a stippling brush, a foundation brush, a damp sponge. You can use your fingers if you want to, whatever floats your boat. To get a more airbrush look, you're probably going to want to go with a stippling brush or a sponge. And this foundation has sort of like a dropper on the top, so you take a little bit of it and you can just sort of like lightly drop it in places on your face. Be careful that you don't, drop it on your clothes or anything, because that's always a disaster. But just sort of, spread it out there. And then I'm using a stippling brush today, so I'm just going to kind of swirl the product into my skin. And lastly, I'm going to bring the product up over my concealer. Normally I would seal my concealer with a powder, but the cool thing about this foundation is it is a true liquid to powder foundation, and so it does dry with powdery finish. I have oily skin, and this, I have been trying it out, and it sits on my face like nobody's business, does not make me feel like a grease ball or anything, which is why I'm pretty much in love with it. And I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention, but the color I used is Taffeta. Now I'm going to go in with my Beachfront bronzer in the color Hermosa and my Kabuki brush. And the Beachfront bronzers have a side that's more shimmery and a side that's slightly less shimmery. And this particular color isn't quite as red as some bronzers can be. So I'm going to do like a faux contour with it. Normally you wouldn't contour with a bronzer because they're usually too red or too shimmery. But the matte side of this one is good enough to do a fake contour. So I'm just picking some of it up with my Kabuki brush, and I'm coming in here and just going to go like this right here, staying sort of on the side of the face. Then I'm going to use my bronzer as a bronzer on the rest of my face. I'm going to sort of dab in both colors here and start right up here and do like a 3E, and I'm coming in right above that fake contour line that I made. And then blend right up in here towards the middle. And then I'm going to take some on the sides of the nose and the end of my nose. And that just puts a little bit more dimension and warmth back into my face. So there you go. This canvas is ready for some color. And that is one of my new favorite super simple foundation routines. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe to me on YouTube, and you can find me on Facebook as Nicole DuPont, or on Twitter and Periscope as @ColeyDuPont. That's COLEEDUPONT. I will talk to you all later. Bye.